What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a 21-week pregnancy update video. I just recorded, literally I'm in the same outfit, so that's why I'm wearing the same thing. But I recorded my 14 to 20 week pregnancy update video like a millisecond ago. Stay hydrated. Sorry, I was literally gonna die if I didn't have a drink of water because I just talked for 13 minutes before this. And so I'm now gonna do my 21-week update. I think my 21-week update has a lot that I wanna say, and I'm gonna start doing weekly updates from here on out, just so I can be more in depth and really just kind of explain all of the changes that are going on. Because while the baby does the most transformation, I feel like in the first trimester, now the baby's done developing, and so all he has to do is grow. And so I think now this is where the mama feels most changes, and maybe even Matthew, things like that. So here's my 21-week update. I'm over halfway, which is super cool. But okay, so this is a really exciting week, like I said. So at 20 weeks, I didn't even say this in my last video, but at 20 weeks and 2 days, I felt the baby kick for the very first time. So exciting. I can't even explain. I was wondering why I hadn't felt the baby kick at all. And I was asking, on my Instagram, like, when did you guys feel it? And some people were like, oh, I felt him at 13 weeks. And I'm like, what? And so I was like, this is crazy. I hadn't felt him at all. And some people were saying that it feels like flutters. Some people were saying that it feels like gas. So when I first felt the baby, we were in the movies and I felt a little, like, I don't want to say it feels like a kick or like an elbow or popcorn popping. Like, that is what it feels like. It doesn't feel like butterflies. It doesn't feel like flutters. It doesn't feel like gas. Like, trust me, I have IBS. I know what gas feels like. It doesn't feel like that. And so, I felt him first in the movies, and I was like, Matthew, I felt the baby move. And he's like, what? And he was like so loud in there, and he like put his hand on my belly, and he couldn't feel anything. Of course, the baby, every time Matthew would put his hand on my belly this whole week, the baby would just stop kicking. And it was hilarious. But I always felt the baby, mostly, at first it started, it was at night. Like, it was always from like 5 to 8 p.m. Like it was always when we were eating dinner too. So maybe the baby was just like super happy that I'm feeding him food. And so I always felt him kick. It was like little kicks or like little punches. Like, that's what I want to say that it feels like. It was just so cool. Like, I think that's my favorite part of pregnancy so far, is feeling the baby move, because it's like, okay, there is a live human in there. It's real. And so it's just really, really awesome. And then like after that, I just felt him all the time. Like, now our baby's so mobile because every ultrasound we went to, he was moving around, jumping, like wiggling his arms, everything. He's always been super active. And so it's not surprising that I feel him all the time now. Some days I don't feel him at all, and I'll just feel him like 1 or 2 times in the morning or the night. But like this morning, he literally kicked for like an hour. It was so cool. I was just on the computer working, and I just felt him kicking up a storm. And I was just like, I love you. Like, I love you so much already. It's just literally the coolest feeling ever. I can't even explain it. So a week later, at 21 weeks, Matthew finally felt the baby kick. It was one morning, we woke up, we were just being like super lazy in bed, like just talking, whatever. And so he gets up finally, and he goes and like feeds the dogs and let them out. And so the second he goes downstairs, the baby's like wild, like super active. And I'm like screaming, Matthew. I call him on his phone. He doesn't have his phone. He doesn't hear me. I'm like, bro, he's gonna miss this. Like, and I felt him on the outside too, because beforehand I would try to feel him on the outside, and like when he would kick, I wouldn't feel him with my hand, but I would feel him in my belly. And so I was like, okay, Matthew's not gonna be able to feel him until I feel him with my hand. So I felt it with my hand, and I was like, oh my God, I felt him on the outside. And so finally Matthew comes up, and I'm like, he's been kicking for 5 minutes straight. And so finally he comes up, and I'm like, just put your hand on my belly. He put it on my belly for like a couple of minutes, and finally the baby kicked like 4 times, and he was like, whoa. And I was so happy that he finally felt it. So it was super cool. And ever since then, he's just been kicking up a storm and like just so active, but I love it. It's the best when I feel him kicking. It's awesome. So at 21 and a half weeks, we had our 20-week anatomy scan. So obviously it was a week later, but I had it on October 19th. And basically your anatomy scan is like where they do the in-depth ultrasound. So they check his brain, they check his kidneys, they check his stomach, they check his arms, his legs, his every single inch and part of the baby's body to make sure everything looks perfect, you know? So I basically, it was in the morning on October 19th on a Thursday. I turned 21 weeks on Monday, so it was that Thursday. And so we went in and I had to like chug like a ton of water. So, and it was like at the radiology department. So we went in and my bladder was so full and she was just like, you know, moving around, like putting pressure on on my belly, and I was trying really hard not to pee my pants. But I didn't see anything. She said she was going to check everything and take pictures for the doctor, and then she would show us our baby. Matthew kept seeing the baby, or he was like looking at the screen when I was there. And so then she said, I wanted to get confirmation that it was a boy because I wasn't 100% sure since we had such trouble last time. So it's 100% a boy. I'm so excited. He kept flashing the ultrasound tech his weenie, which was super funny. But yeah, it was super cool. And so then she checked everything. She took pictures. I don't have any of the pictures yet. She said they're gonna mail them to us because their printer was broken. Everything went well. The doctor called me the next day and she said, you know, first I got a message saying everything looks great. Then I had an appointment for her to call me the next day at noon to go over it. So she called me and she's like, okay, what are you having? Everything looks awesome. Everything looks great. But we were concerned about one thing. So of course, right then and there, my heart drops. I poop my pants. Like, I was like, what? Like, what are you concerned about? So she said something about, I think so they measure your uterus to see how it's growing. I don't know if she said that was abnormal or the baby was abnormal. Eventually it was, I don't know exactly what she said at first because I was just like, everything was going through my mind like, oh my God, what's wrong? And so she said, basically it wasn't measuring the way it was supposed to be, and we think it's because of the parent's height. And so I was like, okay, I'm confused because I'm taller than average for the woman. Matthew's shorter than average for a man. And so I was like, okay, so does that mean he's measuring short or long, or like what exactly does that mean? And she said, so basically your baby is short, like shorter than average, I guess, or like shorter than what it's supposed to be. So she said his body was measuring at 21 weeks, but his femurs or his legs, something like that, was measuring at 20 weeks. So it was a little bit behind of what he was supposed to be at. But I also think that my due date is a little bit wrong because the first ultrasound I ever had, he measured 7 days behind. And then every other ultrasound I've had, he measured 3 to 4 days behind. So I wouldn't be surprised if my due date is actually like March 1st or March 4th or something like that. So I could really give birth anywhere from February 26th to into March. So she said she wasn't concerned about it at all. Cause I was like, what do you mean? Cause like I'm tall. And so I was like, okay, I guess he's just taking after his daddy. And so she's like, yeah, just blame everything on your husband. And so I started laughing. And I told Matthew and he was not amused. I was like, our baby's shorter than average. And he was like, and I was like cracking up and I'm like, he's just taking after you. And he's like, I'm like, okay, well, I don't even care. As long as he's healthy, that's all that matters. But, I thought it was pretty funny. So, although she said it was like an abnormality or whatever it was, which freaked me the hell out. Of course, she tells you something and then she's like, I'm not concerned though. I'm like, man, you just literally put me in a cardiac arrest, but it's fine. So apparently everything is fine. I'm not too worried about it. Again, I think my due date's wrong, honestly. So that would make sense. Also, the anatomy scan made me really emotional. I was like, it really, really felt real too because the ultrasounds that we've had before, he looked like a turtle or like a tadpole or like, he didn't look like a human, you know what I mean? So he looked like a full-on human at this point. Like we saw his foot and we saw his arms moving and his hand was in front of his face and we saw his face and his like body. It was just so surreal and so cool that there is a human baby in my belly and it's growing and it's my baby. It's just crazy. So, other than that, I've been feeling great. Like I said, my weight is right on track. I've gained about like 10 to 13 pounds so far, I want to say, which I didn't want to gain that much by now. I just like joked. But, and like a lot of people don't gain any weight, but I honestly started super lean before getting pregnant. I was super lean. I wasn't like abnormally lean, obviously, because I was still getting my period. I was still really healthy, but I was lean. I was pretty darn lean for my height and for my weight. So I think I am definitely right on track, and like I'll probably gain like 30 anywhere from, like what they say is someone with my, like at a healthy weight, you gain from 25 to 35 pounds is normal. Since I was pretty lean and I started at a healthy weight, I'll probably gain between there. I'm probably gonna gain more than 25, but I do wanna make sure, I do wanna try to keep my weight gain under 40 pounds, ideally 30 to 35, but I was researching some other people, and I know this healthy living blogger who at this point in her pregnancy, she gained 24 pounds, which is obviously 10 more pounds than I've gained, or like 10 to 15 more pounds than I've gained so far. And she ended up only gaining 40 pounds in her entire pregnancy. So that just goes to show you that, you know, everyone just gains at different rates. Some people maybe gain more in the beginning and then it tapers off, kind of like what happened to me. Again, I'm right on track. I'm the exact amount of weight gain that I need to be at, which is perfect with me. Sorry, I just had to switch memory cards, so it might be a little bit different. So this week, my appetite has been really weird. Sometimes I'm not hungry at all. Like I said, I've been intermittent fasting a lot too, just because that just works for me. I'm loving coffee again. So I've been getting the half-calf Keurig cups, which is perfect because it gives you a little bit of caffeine and then the rest of it's decaf. So I'm really happy to be drinking coffee again. I just love like a cup in the morning. It's just my thing. I'm also loving all my typical foods. I've been loving like Brussels sprouts, all these different types of veggies, like our normal salads, everything. I'm kind of like back to myself now, which feels really cool. I've had a really big urge to clean everything this week. I got so mad because like everything was dirty, and so I went on like this whole spree and just like clean the whole house, and I'm still like everything's dirty, and I'm like, I need to clean and I need to plan, and I've been very like, holy crap, I'm over halfway there. We need to do a baby registry, we need to do the baby shower, the nursery. Like I just feel like there's so much going on this week. And the other thing is my anxiety has been really bad this week. I mentioned on Instagram a couple weeks ago that my anxiety has been acting up ever since I got pregnant. For those of you who don't know, I've struggled with anxiety my whole life. I've just never really talked about it because I'm like, I feel like a lot of people talk about it, so I'm just like, just another person with anxiety. And not to like put it down or anything, I've had it my whole life, but I just never talk about it. It's been really bad lately. Like going to bed, I'm just like, my heart's like this, and like, I don't know, it's just been like, if it gets really, really bad, I'll talk to my doctor about it. It's not unbearable to where I'm like, can't leave the bed or anything, and I'm still pretty like, handling it pretty well, but it's just annoying that sometimes I'm just like, holy shit, why am I so anxious? You know what I mean? Like, you just can't breathe, and you're just anxious, like just really anxious for no reason. Like, there's no reason for me to be anxious. Another thing that I noticed this week is I'm really extremely itchy everywhere. So this actually started happening a few weeks ago, mostly on my legs. So my legs have just been really itchy, and I think I'm getting ectodermal back. So when I was younger, I struggled with eczema really bad on the back of my legs, and I do have a little bit of like a rash, like I would not like rash, but like little bumps on the back of my legs that are really itchy. And some days it's like really bad, some days I don't even notice it, but like just random parts of my legs too, like the front of my legs, just my legs are so itchy, I don't know why. I asked my doctor and she said it's normal that the skin is stretching, but I'm like, why is my leg skin stretching? Like, I understand like the belly and the boobs. My boobs are really itchy too, but the thing is if you scratch where it's itchy, it causes more stretch marks. So I've been trying really hard not to scratch my boobs because they're already super stretch marky. My belly's not itchy at all, but my legs are I've just been itchy everywhere. So I've been like lathering myself with lotion, just any lotion. I have like a belly butter lotion that I put on my boobs and my belly, but then I just use like regular lotion on the rest of my body. So that's what I've noticed this week, which is, it's extremely annoying, but it's nothing crazy. Another thing I noticed too is my skin is awful. Before I got pregnant, I had really good skin. Not gonna lie, I always have had good skin my whole life. My mom has really good skin, and I've just never really dealt with acne. Like, it would just, the type of acne I would get would just be like before my period. But this is like, I have like red, like obviously I'm wearing makeup right now, but it's all over my chin, it's on my cheeks. Like, I've never had acne on my cheeks. I had like two, it's still not like as bad as some people, so I really cannot complain. But like, for me, I notice it a lot, and I'm just really self-conscious about it. And it just, I don't want to leave the house without makeup on or anything like that. It's just, my skin has just been really bad. So, and it's hard because when you're pregnant, you can't use any acne medication or anything like that. And I accidentally did get these acne prone makeup wipes, and it made my whole face like break out in redness because I have pretty sensitive skin, and it was bad. But I almost think that it made my skin worse. So I stopped using those, obviously. I stick with like the natural products like Burt's Bees makeup wipes, things like that. And I haven't changed anything else. So I'm not really sure why my skin has just been going crazy, but it is. So those are like the two main things that I've noticed. My belly is a lot bigger. Let's see if you guys can see this, but like, it probably still doesn't even look that big here. And I'm obviously wearing like high-waisted pants. I don't even know if you can tell, but to me, it feels so much bigger, and my belly is super hard. So I just know it's in like a growth period, and my belly is just growing and the baby's growing. So exciting. But yeah, so it's just weird too, because like, it's hard to get dressed now. Like I said though, everything still fits me. Things are just more uncomfortable. Like, everything's uncomfortable. And I noticed too that now that my belly is a little bit bigger, high-waisted stuff tends to keep rolling down, and I'm just like, can you not? And so like the Aligns are like my life. That's the most comfortable pair of pants, especially during pregnancy, but the high-waisted part is like tending to roll down a bit. But that's about it. Yeah, I'm still sleeping really well. Like I said, my appetite's just been really weird, but I haven't really been craving anything crazy. It's more of like, if like I see something, like I really want it. So like I saw, like today we went to brunch or whatever, and there was a coffee cake pastry, and I'm like, I need that. Like, I just needed it. So I took it to go, things like that. But I haven't really been craving anything crazy. I've been loving my healthy foods at home, just loving coffee. Like, I just feel more to myself again. But yeah, I feel like those have been my cravings. It's like, if someone talks about something, I'm like, okay, I really want that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm like, I've watched some people's pregnancy updates, and they're like, oh, in the middle of the night, like I woke up and I needed cheesecake, or like I needed pizza. Like, I haven't felt like that at all. I haven't ever even been like, you know, we need to get this. Like, I saw like a cinnamon roll the other day, and I was like, oh, I really want that. But it wasn't like, Matthew, go out to the store. I've heard of people, like, they've actually asked me, like, have you sent him out to the store to get you anything yet? I'm like, no. That's really weird, but maybe soon. Who knows? But I think that's pretty much everything that has gone on my 21 weeks. So yeah, I will pretty much keep, oh, let me show you guys some baby stuff that I got. Well, this will be fun. So I actually got a few baby things. So this I actually got before we knew if it was a boy or a girl. It was on sale for $10. I'm pretty sure it was at Target. This is Baby Cat and Jack. I have no idea. But it's a long sleeve thing with a hood with like little ear thingies. And then the pants are like just gray striped pants. How cute. I died, and it was on sale, so I had to get it. Like, I cannot wait to see baby G in this little thing. Adorable. So this is a little onesie. It's actually American Apparel, and it says Prometheus Gorgonzola Ogus, LOC. So if you guys know Chris Lovato, he started his own company, Lock Hype, and he was joking that we were gonna name our baby Prometheus Gorgonzola. So every time I say baby G, people ask me, oh, baby Gorgonzola. And I'm like, y'all, no, this is not his real name. But he straight up made us a onesie. So he's gonna rock this just because it's cute and hilarious. I'm just like, whatever. But it's really cute. So I love that Chris did that. I died laughing. So this, my mom sent me for my birthday. These little pants, this is a 0 to 3 month. They have these little booties, which, like, baby clothes slay me. I am gonna die when I meet my child because I'm gonna be so obsessed. And then it's like this little long sleeve top that says love you to the moon and back. So this is actually sentimental to me because my mom and I would always say this to each other. My mom would say it to me, I would say it to my moms and my dad too. Like growing up, we would always just say, I love you more, like love you to the moon and back. So I just think that's so cute. This is first impression, 0 to 3 month or something, but I love the yellow. This was before we knew if it was boy or girl too. And then I was at Target the other day and I saw these and like, I'm sorry, but like these look like baby boy jeans or something, but obviously they're not jean material and I couldn't resist. Oh, these are Cat and Jack too. I just could not resist these pants. I couldn't. And so I was searching for a onesie that would match it. And so this was the only one that had the same color blue. They had one with a tie, but it was a different color blue. And I was like, grr, that would have been so cute with the tie with the little jean type thingies. Ugh. So this was the one that matched. It was like I guess a long sleeve onesie. And it says, let's be cuddle buddies. So I'm going to make him wear this with these little pants. Oh, I am obsessed, guys. So freaking cute. I am just overwhelmed and so excited, and I can't wait to buy more stuff and to get the nursery ready, and we're gonna do our baby registry on Amazon and then have our baby shower in January. So I'm just excited. But this was my 21-week update. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next week for 22 weeks, and I love you so much. Bye.